Welcome to Casual Compliance, a show about the culture and philosophy of Commander through the lens of the ban list. My name is Gramps.
My name is Chili Bin.
And here at Casual Compliance, we like to talk about unbanning cards. And today, we're going to talk about unbanning balance. Wait, have we spoken about balance?
No.
We've not spoken about balance?
You have mentioned balance on probably at least half a dozen episodes.
Someone get in the comments and tell me how many times I've mentioned balance. I love this card.
I know that because I'm editing. This will date when this episode comes out. Right now, I'm finishing the edit on episode 34.
Yeah.
And you mentioned balance, and I went to put the card image into the episode, and I was like, no, we haven't done that one yet.
Blur it.
Yeah.
Put it in blur.
I've done it before. I just didn't put it in. Balance.
Oh, I
finally.
love balance. Oh,
Because I think in one episode you mentioned like, oh yeah, they said something about like, oh yeah, the fixed version of balance. I was like, brother, we haven't even talked about balance yet.
There is a fixed.
What are you talking about?
There is a fixed version.
We'll get to that.
All right, well, let's get the balance first.
Yeah, please.
Balance is a 1 and a white cost sorcery.
Mm-hmm.
Printed at Mythic. Each player chooses a number of lands he or she controls equal to the number of lands controlled by the player who controls the fewest, then sacrifices the rest. I have now got semantic satiation for the word controls. Players discard cards and sacrifice creatures the same way. So just to go over again, each player...
Please read that top to bottom again because my brain just went to hell.
Each player chooses the number of land cards he or she controls equal to the number of lands controlled by the player who controls the fewest.
Okay. So if I've got 7 lands and you've got 4, I'm choosing 4 of my lands.
You're choosing 4 of your lands.
Great. Got it.
Then sacrifice the rest.
Okay.
Then players discard cards equal to the person who has the fewest.
Okay.
And then players sacrifice creatures equal to the player who has the fewest.
Okay.
It's balanced.
So lands, creatures, and cards in hand.
Yep.
Everybody's going down to whoever has the least.
Yep.
Or the fewest.
Balanced, as all things should be.
Right. Okay. How much that cost? 2?
2.
Sure.
Why? Why do you think this is banned? Because face value doesn't seem that bad.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think of like how I might use this if I were a degenerate. So let's say I'm running a creature sacrifice kind of deck. And the way I'm sacrificing them is to something like is it Phyrexian Altar? Sacrifice a creature, get a mana.
Yep.
Right. I sack all my creatures for mana, float the mana. I pay 2 mana, and the creature mode means that everybody gets rid of their creatures.
Yep. Is
right?
it a board white?
Yeah.
For 2?
Yeah. And then you could also do that with like Zuran Orb. Sacrifice all your lands, turn them into life.
Yep.
Same thing, I guess, for hand. Like you'd be playing some kind of hellbent strategy, or you could just like play out your hand and then run a balance. Yeah, it like doing all 3 of those at the same time, kind of nuts. Probably a bit of work.
Would take a bit of setup.
Yeah. I don't know about balance.
It doesn't seem like an early game bomb.
No.
It doesn't seem like an early game bomb.
Like you could, but like that only really works if somebody's gotten a big jump start.
And I really want you to consider the color this card is in.
It's white.
It's a very much a white mechanic.
Yeah,
because it's like, about bringing everyone back.
Let's slow down here.
Let's catch up.
Yeah, this one puzzles me a little. Why is balance banned?
Well,
you know, like I'm trying to think of like cards that do similar things. Like I've seen cards that do like one of these things at a time. Right? What is it? Land tax is kind of like this.
Land tax is kind of like this. There's a lot of white cards that say count the amount of lands your opponents have, and if they have more than you can catch up.
Yeah, well, one of my favorite white ramp artifacts is Archaeomancer's Map.
Yeah.
Which I believe.
Let me get it up here.
See if I can remember this. Like when it comes into play, you go and search your library for I think 3 planes and put them into hand. And then anytime an opponent plays a land, if they have more than you can just put a land from your hand into play.
How do you spell Archaeomancer?
Archaeomancer.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. So when it's two and a white artifact. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for up to two basic
Two basic
planes.
Yeah.
Reveal them, put them in your hand, shuffle. Whenever
Yep.
a land enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, if that player controls more lands, you may put a land from your hand onto the battlefield.
Yeah. So I've run
But
this.
it's just any land card from your hand onto the battlefield.
So I've run I run this in mono white decks or like white plus one other color because getting white is hard. Getting white is hard. That sounds cursed.
Not wrong.
But getting hard is white. What am I doing today?
My favorite thing is you're going to bleep that.
But yeah, so like that's kind of what I'm thinking of is like that's how white sort of catch up mechanics typically
balance kind of mechanics.
Well, this is more like I'm keeping up with you because you're staying ahead.
I'm coming up to you.
Yeah.
You're not coming back to me.
Yeah, you're not dragging everyone down to the lowest point.
I think because I'm going to anticipate what our research may look like. I think what we're going to look at here is what white does to maintain the board or to bring fairness back into the board level. Because white, until Damnation, white was the one that had unconditional board wipes. It was the one that had Wrath of God.
Yeah. Sure.
It's Day of Judgment.
Yeah.
Sunfall. I hate that card. Okay. Fucking so much. But like white was the unilateral. Let's empty. Even like Settle the Wreckage.
Well, that's attacking player.
Yeah, attacking player gets rid of their creatures, gets that many lands.
Yeah.
So like, there's all different ways that white does it. I think why is balance not allowed?
I think it's not. My guess is that it's not that tightly related to the color. I think it's more that like it just drags the game backwards all at once in three different ways.
Yeah, and
like it doesn't have to just be I've got very little of all three and I'm bringing everyone down to me. It's like there might just be one player who has no creatures at the time you cast this, another player who has no cards in hand, and someone else who's missed a bunch of land drops and is behind. And so like everybody's suffering in the same way, and I think that's kind of like a bit of a bad vibe.
Yeah, limited resources did similar things.
Yeah, and that's banned.
Shouldn't be. Let's get to research.
Yeah.
Fuck. Good luck researching this on your phone.
I hate this.
Yay. I kept the same shirt. You kept the same mistakes.
I wasn't going to drive home and get my laptop.
Could have. Go to casualcompliance.fund to sign up for one of our supportive tiers, and you can help fund us here in the studio for a little bit. You can join our Discord, you can get discounts from our store, and if you don't join up, Chili Bean's going to ring the Apocalypse Chime.
I hate cards from the Homeland set.
Welcome back to Casual Compliance, where we're talking about balance. Just to remind you what balance does, I'm going to read you the original printing with the cool Mark Poole art. It's one in a white, and it's like the jizz stain white symbol. And it says sorcery. Whichever player has more lands in play must discard enough lands of his or her choice to equalize the number of lands both players have in play.
Oh, it's written for 1v1 magic.
But it also does read better. Cards in hand and creatures in play must be equalized the same way.
Okay.
Creatures lost in this manner may not be regenerated.
There are so many things about how that was originally written that just do not match modern templating at all.
No, modern templating is each player chooses a number of lands he or she controls equal to the number of lands controlled by the player who controls the fewest, then sacrifices the rest.
Yeah.
Players discard cards and sacrifice creatures the same way.
I'm just meaning like I've never seen the word equalize in a card before.
No, I've seen it on a great movie.
Equalizer?
Yeah, man. Good movie.
Okay.
Don't watch it. So, balance, 2 cost, 1 and a white.
Does all of that.
Is banned.
Yeah.
Let's get to the ban reason, shall we?
Please.
Oh no, I fucking closed the tab.
Well, this is going to be fun for you.
Oh, shit.
I thought I was having a hard time doing this on a phone.
Command ban list.
How do I do computer?
How do I do computer?
Do you like computer?
Upside, it's at the top of the list. First printed 1993. On its face. Doesn't have a face. It's a card. Calm down.
It actually does have a face.
Shit. On its face, balance looks like a very effective catch-up strategy that's mechanically very white. me. But in practice, it leads to slow, long games with a low density of meaningful decisions or memorable events. Disagree. Players are often left with little to no resources and little to no cards in hand, feeling like they don't have any agency in the game they're playing.
Sorry, I just had a very late-breaking thought for research, but please keep going.
That's fine. That's it. That's why it's banned. I have issues with this ban reason. Look, and I am on the side of balance. It should be okay. I've also had a late breaking, but while you do that, I'm going to go through the cards that I found because I think, so what I did was I actually tried to do a little bit of cheeky Scryfall. So in April of 2025, Gavin Verhey said, this card massively strips resources out of the game, provides mass land denial, hand disruption, and a board sweep all in one.
Yep.
No one says board sweep, dude. It's board wipe. Balance is
to differ. Sweeper is a tag on Scryfall applied to this card.
Get out of the room.
All right.
You're standing there like a petty bitch. Balance is especially brutal in decks that are all about mana rocks, which are already strong. I think this is unlikely to return.
I didn't think of that. Doesn't touch artifacts.
I know, but I don't like. I think cop out.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
My biggest issue with that sentence is sweep, not the mana rocks, but that's fine.
Come on.
But what I did was I actually took something from the sentence. It was like, I'm going to use Scryfall to my advantage.
All right.
And I searched specifically all in one line because the and is implied in a Boolean search on Scryfall. OTag removal dash land.
Yep.
OTag removal dash creature.
Yep.
And then OTag sweeper because I hate myself.
See? It's fine.
Actually, I didn't want sweeper. But what I wanted
we're here now.
Is actually, sorry, I wanted OTag discard.
Right.
And I've still got things up. So what we have here is Balancing Act, which is 2 white for a sorcery. So double the cost of balance.
Yeah.
Each player chooses a number of permanents he or she controls equal to the number of permanents controlled by the player who controls the fewest.
Just
then sacrifices the rest.
Just permanents.
Permanents.
The whole board.
Each player discards cards from his or her hand the same way. This is balance, but gets rid of those fucking mana rocks that everyone's so worried about.
Yeah, it costs you 4.
Yep, it's legal, costs 4. But it's even more unilaterally boring.
Yeah.
So why is this one okay, but balance is not? Because if you have the mana rocks, guess what? You can still win the game. You can still play the bomb, get people offside with your Zero and Orb strategies and the rest.
Yeah.
Like, I would think as a game changer balance, you wouldn't be playing on turn 2 because there's no point. You play it on turn 10 after you've Zero and Orbed for your 40 life.
Yeah.
And you've had your thing. And then you've got your mana rocks and you can swing in. Like, intentionality, right? With Balancing Act, there's no incentive to because it gets rid of everything.
Yeah.
Like, it fully brings the board down. If someone's got 0 artifacts, every single artifact is gone.
I guess the sort of other side of the coin for Balancing Act is because it's just permanents. Permanents include tokens.
Yep.
Permanents include artifacts. Like you might have generated a bunch of treasures and you need to sacrifice 5 of something. That might be the number. And it's like, cool, I'll just like get rid of these artifacts I don't need or can do without. And like, it's not as punishing in that sense.
Yes.
Because you have all of the choice of what's getting just like removed from the board.
Yep.
Whereas with balance, it's like specifically creatures, lands, and cards in hand.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, that also targets cards in hand. But in terms of stuff on the board, you still have kind of some say there of what's going to go.
Okay.
And I think that's maybe the difference there. It's still pretty rough.
Fair. It's rough and it's slow.
Yeah.
And I guess there is more choice in there.
Yeah.
There's Possessed Portal, which I quite like this card.
Okay.
It's an 8 cost artifact, so pretty expensive.
Great, yeah.
If a player would draw a card, that player skips that draw instead. So just no more drawing.
So no one's drawing.
No one's drawing.
Okay.
At the end of each turn, each player sacrifices a permanent unless he or she discards card from his or her hand.
What's the point of that?
Goodbye.
Yeah.
A card that's very legal, fully legal. Restore Balance. It's the fix.
Yeah.
They fixed they fixed like some of the power cards, like Ancestral Recall also got the same fixed.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, no, Ancestral Recall got fixed because it was changed to Ancestral Visions or something like that.
Sure.
But it's Suspend 6 with a white pip. And I'm not reading again because I cannot say the word control
but
anymore.
you're paying 1 white mana to suspend it
for 6. And there's ways to get around that, but it's really niche Doctor Who shit.
Yeah, the only way to like speed up suspend is to play cards from the Doctor Who set.
Exactly.
Essentially.
And then there's Magus of the Balance.
Yes.
1 and a white for a creature that says, hey, pay 6 and you get balance.
Well,
pay 6 and sacrifice this, and then you get balance.
No, the cost of the ability is 4, isn't it?
Oh, I thought it was 6. I've got it here. Oh, no, it's 5.
5.
We're in the middle.
Yeah.
4 and a white.
Yeah. And then
sacrifice makes the balance, and then balance happens. I'm not saying it.
It's fine. But this is like Library of Alexandria going into Magus of the Library.
Yes, they did the Magus cycles in Commander 18 and in Commander Legends.
Yeah.
2 cards I did find, though, that I find very interesting in this before I go to my final argument, but some weird ones with the word balance in the name. Natural Balance.
I did see this.
2 green.
Yeah.
I love this card. Each player controlling 6 or more lands sacrifices enough lands to reduce his or her land total to 5. I'm starting to get semantic satiation for land.
So if you have 6 or more, you go down to 5?
You go down to 5.
Okay.
And then each player controlling 4 or fewer lands may search his or her library for enough basic land to bring his or her land total to 5 and put those lands into play.
Okay.
Those players shuffle their libraries afterward.
I don't mind that.
So
it's gonna get everybody on 5 lands.
Well, I think this is one of the most interesting cards in Magic.
Now, hang on very quickly before we move on. Is it land?
I'm staying on this.
Are you searching for basic lands or
searching
lands?
for basic lands?
Okay.
But something more interesting is you're forcing shuffle.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, and there is benefit to that.
There is. I don't think about it that much.
No, but like if you think about something that green does a lot, which is look at the top card of your library, you may play a land from the top, or you may play a creature.
Sure.
If you're forcing them to pull cards out of their library, if you're forcing your opponents to pull cards out of the library, and then making them shuffle, that's an interesting kind of removal of that autonomy. Because how often can you make your opponent shuffle?
Yeah.
I mean, there might be 1,000 ways, but I
gotta
can't
be
think
honest,
of too many.
it's not something I think about doing a lot.
Exactly. It's very interesting. So I quite like the nuance of that, where it's like there's more strategy than just
I think that
bringing
card's
down the cards.
more interesting for just saying everybody's on 5 lands, get fucked.
Limited resources.
No,
Gaia's
because
balance.
you could still play more.
No, you could put down more.
Shut up.
That was our number one comment was, you don't just play lands. We get it.
Yeah, but have you played Magic? It's most of it.
Gaia's balance is 3 and a green from Apocalypse. As an additional cost to play Gaia's balance, sacrifice 5 lands. So after you do the 5 land thing, you can just fucking Gaia's balance.
What?
Search your library for a land card of each basic land type and put them into play. Land card of each basic land type.
Interesting.
Then shuffle your library.
Well, it's still basic land type, but you can get your jewels,
your jewels and all that stuff. This is a Coalition Victory helper.
Yeah, true.
Or a Wooburg deck helper.
Yeah.
Gaia's balance actually pretty cool.
Okay.
I think that's really rad.
Yeah.
Because I've had this thought just as we're going as well, so I'm gonna need a little bit of time to make sure I know which one I'm looking at. I think you might know.
Yeah.
What I'm going for, but about the grindy, slow games that are boring.
Yeah.
And the lack of ability to do anything and card availability. I'm going to point to a card that's just been taken off the game changer list.
Okay.
Jin Gataxia's Core Augur.
Yeah.
Yes, this is a 10 cost card. In blue, that's fucking nothing. Flash.
Okay.
Why? At the beginning of your end step, draw 7 cards. So me that has it, sick. Card draw. Each opponent's maximum hand size is reduced by 7.
I think the flash is there so that you can do it on someone else's turn.
Yeah.
And maybe they've just drawn a bunch of cards in their turn. You're like, you don't get those.
You don't get any of them.
No.
That is slow. And anytime a Core Augur has gone down, I'm pretty sure every time I've played the Core Augur that's in my Allura deck, it's been a scoop.
Yeah.
Like people are like, we're out. We're done.
Yeah, unless you're playing a deck against that where you know that you can reliably play whatever you draw, maybe draw more, and like you've got a reliable engine to do that. Like, yeah, what are you top decking basically? Three players are now top decking.
Exactly. They're all hellbent.
Yeah.
And it's
everybody's playing Miracle.
It's exactly,
but not.
It's punishing.
Yeah.
And I think for that to be so okay that it can come off of the game changer list, but balance is like not staying banned.
I mean, the cost is probably part of that. Like that costs 10 and balance is 2.
Yeah, yes, but I feel like, and I'm happy to be wrong here, but I feel like they would be played at the same time. I don't feel like balance is being played on turn 2. I think it's being played on turn 8, turn 9, the same way Core Augur is. Which is why Core Augur is no longer a game changer.
Yeah.
Because they're basically saying Core Augur is okay in bracket 2 play.
They are, yeah. Should do that.
Whereas
that'd be funny.
Balance would be going to Alora's bracket 1. Balance would be that's that look. Balance would be going onto the game changer list where I think it can belong.
Yeah.
But I'm interested in what you found.
Yeah. So like I found some of those cards, so I don't need to read those.
What is this? Because I don't need
the thing that I pulled up last minute once we came back was Panoptic Mirror.
Yep.
What if you just...
That's been unbanned.
Yeah.
You're arguing on my behalf.
No. What if you just stuck a balance under a Panoptic Mirror? That's terrible.
Yeah, but it's been said that's... like, there are things that you could put under a Panoptic Mirror that are way worse.
I know.
Hey, did you know that Panoptic Mirror is colorless, so it can go into any deck? So my mono white deck with Armageddon...
Yeah, I know. It's so dumb.
And I didn't even mention Armageddon.
No, you don't need to. So yeah, like the balancing act, makes of the balance, restore balance. I brought those all up more as the similar example of like the cost is just higher than 2. That's a big part of it. The card that I lost my mind over for a bit towards the end of research, and I thought you were going to bring it up for a second. I'm glad you didn't. It's a card called Goblin Game.
I saw it.
5 red for a sorcery. Fair warning, this sounds like an uncard. Each player hides at least one object. Sorry, let me read the errated text. Each player hides at least one item. Then all players reveal them simultaneously. Each player loses life equal to the number of items they revealed. The player who revealed the fewest items then loses half their life rounded up. If 2 or more players are tied for fewest, each loses half their life rounded up. Now, just to give you some clarification on what they mean by item, Scryfall has some rulings. When it comes to choice of items, use common sense. Items should be small enough to hide, but large enough to count. Make it clear what kind of object you are hiding beforehand. For example, one player may choose coins, and the other may choose dice. If you can't find something convenient to hide, write numbers on a piece of paper and reveal the numbers.
Boo!
Make sure the numbers are unambiguous. For example, underline a 6 or 9 so it can't be misread.
That sounds like that was written by Mark Rosewater.
Yeah, maybe.
That's verbatim Marky,
yeah,
Marky
but like,
Mark.
This just is giving such a vibe of like the weird shit you see them doing unsets,
don't
right?
forget Chaos Orb, Starfall, they were there. They did weird shit.
This was printed in Plane Shift.
Yeah, there you go.
Which was, let me see, 2001.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't have anything for balance. that card just came up because of it is doing similar things of like everyone's going to lose a bunch of stuff based on
it's just life,
like people choosing and whatever. I was like, it's funny, I'm going to read it out.
So like
balance, I think like the effect is clearly fine because it's on 3 other cards basically.
More.
Well, there's Magus the Balance, Restore Balance, and then there's like Balancing Act, which is similar, but like I would say thematically identical. But the costs are all across the board higher. So I think it's how much does the cost play into it being banned? I don't know.
And the thing is, and like the actual cost of the card is not prohibitively priced, so it's not a prohibitive pricing issue. Yeah, unlike like things like Ancestral Recall. It's truly just
it's just 1 and a white. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's just 1 and a white.
Yeah,
and if we look at board wipes, unilateral just sweepers.
Are you okay?
I hate it. I hate the word board sweepers. The cost is 4.
Yeah.
Like, unless it's conditional. There's like in red, there's 2 and a red for deal 3 damage to each creature. It's not truly a sweeper.
No.
But it will wipe the board of like weenies and stuff like that. But if you're looking at 2 generic black for Damnation, 2 generic white for Settle the Wreckage, for Wrath of God, 3 generic white for Day of Judgment, 4 generic white for Sunfall. Like, the prices start getting up there. There's a Decree of Pain was a 4 black, and that's the black like.
Oh, when you say price, I mean like casting costs.
Yeah, casting costs. Like the prices get up there in casting costs for just board wipes. Apocalypse, which was like, I think it's 5 generic, 3 red, which is sacrifice all permanents, discard your hand.
Right.
Everyone discards their hand.
Yeah, I think with balance, like, I think it's a little more subtle than just it costing 2, because, yeah, you're not going to play it early. It's not going to get you that far. It's more that, say you're casting it and, like, everyone's going down to 5 lands, let's say. You're only having to spend 2 to do this, and then you've still got a decent amount of mana to play with. I think having a higher casting cost means that, like, you're expending more of your available resources to do it in the first place.
Well, and,
you know?
And actually, let's go back to the last episode that we just had, and let's talk about those artifacts.
Yeah, the Moxen.
The Moxen, but not just the Moxen, but the 0 cost artifacts. You said at the start, the Zuran Orb.
Yeah.
The entry cost to combo in a very meaningful way with balance is not that high. Because Zuran Orb costs 0.
Yeah, you just put all your lands in the bin, gain a bunch of life.
Yeah.
And then cast balance, and everyone's got no lands.
Altar is not expensive. You can Altar of Dementia is almost worse because you sacrifice all of your creatures, so you have 0 creatures. Maybe you're pinging with like one of the like a Blood Artist or something like that. So you mill a bunch of people, and then you 0 and orb your lands, gain a bunch of life because both of these cards can go in any deck as well.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be just in white. So you do that. And then you play the balance.
Yeah.
And so I've got no creatures down because I've pinged you all for 1 and made you mill.
Yeah.
I've got no lands on the field, and I'm hellbent because I've been playing 0 cost artifacts and cheap artifacts to get them down. So like I don't need to worry about it.
Yeah.
And then you got your cost reducers that are colorless, like your sapphires, your medallions and stuff like that. So
true.
all of that combining, it's a low barrier to entry to quote unquote combo. It's not a stack kind of combo, but to have enough cards in a combination on the field to make it an unenjoyable experience for everyone else without actually having advantage to win.
Yeah. Like you're just putting everybody, you're basically grabbing the game, dragging everyone backwards.
You're playing Lantern Control.
Yeah. It's for me, part of the problem with balance gets towards like, I don't know, my platonic ideal of Commander, which is like, eventually we're just all playing big, goofy, dumb spells.
Yep.
This makes it very hard to do that.
Yep.
Did I tell you about the Throwmock game I had recently?
Oh, where you got it to like a million?
I Chandra's Ignition for 800 damage.
Yep, you did.
Yeah. Like, that's my shit.
Yep.
I love getting to that point
100%.
of like, I'm going to sacrifice all these creatures to this commander that says Devour X. Suddenly it's a fucking 800, and I'm playing Chandra's Ignition. Yes.
Yep.
That's the kind of magic I want to play. Balance would have me not do that.
And you can check me out on Casual Magic with Shivam, where this is exactly what I spoke about.
Yeah.
Magic is weird.
Yeah.
Magic is meant to be weird. It's a weird card game with weird shit, and Commander is a place to show that off.
Yeah.
So just keep it weird, man.
Yeah. Balance feels like conservative Christians. They're just dragging the world backwards.
Fuck yes. Here at Casual Compliance, we support everyone. Trans rights. Fuck ICE.
Yep.
Thank you so much for supporting our show, Spider. We appreciate it. Go to casualcompliance.fun. Sign up for our 4th wall. Chili Bin, what deck are you building tonight?
What am I building tonight? 100 beers.
I'm building Mana Burn. Good night.
Why?
I am building Mana Burn.